Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the visiting lecture today with University Malaysia Perlis. Welcome to the Honorable Dr. Nazifah Binti Hamidun as a position for Program Chairperson for Language Course, Faculty of Business and Communication. And for the topic today is Advanced Reading Strategy for Academic Success in Tertiary Education. And for today's session is being streamed on the University of Malaysia channel. I know I will read our agenda this afternoon. First, we will start by presentation delivered by Dr. Nazifah. Um, we, and in the next session, we have Q&A session and then for domination and instead of closing. Okay, let's begin. We will start by presentation delivered by Dr. Nazifah. The thing is yours. Bisa dimulai presentasinya, Miss. Thank you. Terima kasih.
Right. All right, can I share my slide now?
Yes, Miss.
Okay. Can you see now my slide?
Still no, Miss. Belum.
Right, hold on. Okay. What about now?
No, masih
What
belum.
I'm sharing my screen now. Can you see it?
Still no, Miss.
Still cannot?
Belum.
What about now?
No, no. Yeah, maybe you can share your presentation in the Zoom chat. Our colleagues will help for the share screen, Miss.
All right. Can I share with Dr. Adila and you get it from Dr. Adila?
Yeah, it's okay.
All right.
Yes. No, sudah nampak, Miss. PPT-nya.
Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Okay, hold on. Okay, can I begin now?
Yes.
Right, so, okay, thank you, Miss Chairperson. Good morning and thank you for having me as a guest lecturer for the topic Advanced Reading Strategies for Academic Success in Tertiary Education. Right. So I'm Nazifah Hamidun, the program chairperson for language courses and also a senior lecturer at Language and General Studies Department, Faculty of Business and Communication at University of Malaysia Perlis. Right, this is my lecture overview. First of all, I would like to give the introduction about reading and then common reading challenges and then the importance of academic reading. The next is reading strategies. Last but not least is conclusion part. Right. Introduction for reading. So you can see in the cloud there is one question. Okay, why are there so many readings? Right. So at university, when you embark the degree program, you will have each semester you will need to take maybe 6 to 9 courses per semester, right? So it will involve lots of reading for each courses that you register, that you enroll for the semester. So reading is a fundamental skill for university students, essential for academic success. So that is why I asked you, why are there so many readings? You might ask yourself also why there are so many readings involved. Okay. So first, the purpose of reading is to get information for your assignment and course material. Right. So let's say, for instance, for one course, for one subject, right? You have maybe 5 to 6 books or journals that your lecturer assign you to read before you can execute your assignment, right? So it involves reading. So before you start to execute your assignment, you have to read, right? Either you have to read in newspapers, journals, article, books, and etc. to get the information, to get the idea and information for you to plan for your assignment. Okay, but we can see that many students struggle with handling large volumes of academic texts, understanding complex ideas, and retaining key information. So that is why the students claim that reading is not easy, right? Because when your lecturer assign you with the difficult reading material, large volumes, then you will say that, oh, reading is not easy. Okay, so when students are doing coursework and taking exams, they typically face the challenge of dealing with multiple sources that contain information that may be divergent or even partly contradictory. Okay, just now I mentioned about assignment, okay, assignment or coursework. But also in taking exams, when you sit for your exams, you need to read, right? Maybe excerpts, maybe dialogues, maybe the full text, the reading text, right? Relating to your field. And from that, you have to understand. So in academic world, it is important for you to read and comprehend, okay, what the authors want to convey, the main point or main gist in the reading text. Okay, so that is why I choose this topic, which can assist you in mastering reading skill at your university. And then I also will assist or enhance the reading comprehension when you master the reading strategies. All right, so I have a question for you. Okay, I need your feedback regarding on reading. So can you help me to give the answer in the chat box? Maybe before I proceed to the next slide. 1 to 2 minutes, please write your answer in the chat box. So far we have 5 participants, right? Sorry, 47. Okay, please write your answer in the chat box. Miss, can you hear me? In the chat box here. Right, in the text here we have Miss, can the student hear me well?
Yes, Miss.
All right, so I need the response to write the question, to write the answer for this question. What are your struggles and challenges in reading? So I need the answer to be written in the chat box.
Yeah, okay, Miss, just a moment.
Because when I share this slide, I cannot see the chat box. All right, we wait for the students to write your answer. Seems like there is no messages, right? Oh, got one. Okay. Right. So there is one answer or one response from Mr. Abdul. He said that, well, for me, one of the biggest challenges is vocabulary. Sometimes when I read academic texts, I find a lot of unfamiliar words, and that slows me down. Okay, thank you for your response. Any other response from all of you? No more response, right? So if there is then no more answer. Okay, I would like to proceed to the next slide. So these are the common reading challenges in tertiary education that I figure out. Okay, I also did my PhD in this area, which is reading, and this is the challenges that I found. Okay, from the feedback of the students. So volume of reading material. So the sheer amount of reading required for courses can be overwhelming, making it difficult for students to keep up. Okay, for instance, a student overwhelmed by 300-page textbooks might miss important details without a proper strategy. So when your lecturers or when you think that you have to read a few reading materials, okay, which is thick, uh, in order for you to get the information for your assignment. So you might miss some important points if you don't know their proper strategy. Okay, so that is why you need to know the reading strategies that you can implement so that you can save your time. You can find the main gist that is you look for, and then that is related to your courses or subject effectively. Okay, so the second reading challenges is complex text. Okay, like just now, Mr. Abdul said that is pertaining to vocabulary, right? So yes, it's true. When academic texts often use specialized language and complex ideas, which can be challenging to comprehend, okay, especially for those new to the subject. So, for example, engineering students reading technical manuals may find unfamiliar terminology challenging. Okay, let me give the example. Um, like if you read a textbook, okay, or journal article, and then you find that the word or maybe the phrases that you read and you cannot understand it. Okay, so if you want to further it to the next paragraph, you might get confused and maybe you didn't understand because of the phrases or the vocab that you didn't understand. Okay, because of the unfamiliar technology, and you have to refer to the the dictionary to find the meaning, the synonym of that words, right? And next one is critical reading skills. So struggle with analyzing and critically evaluating text instead of passively reading, which is essential for deeper understanding. Okay, so it means that you like the critical reading skill. Next is reading challenges that faced by the students in tertiary education is that diverse reading levels. So in a diverse classroom, students may come from different educational backgrounds, okay, leading to varying levels of reading proficiency and comprehension skills. The next is understanding context. Often readings refer to historical, theoretical, or disciplinary context that students may not be familiar with, making it harder to grasp the material fully. Okay, sometimes when we learn a new theory and you need to implement that theory in the assignment, so that is the reading challenges for you to understand. Okay, turning to that, and you might need more explanation regarding on theories or historical and etc. Next is synthesis of information. So it means that integrating information from multiple sources can be daunting, especially when trying to connect different theories or concepts across readings. So these are the common reading challenges that I found, that I figured out, that faced by the students in tertiary education. All right, so okay, now is the importance of academic reading. Okay, you have to understand that when you start yourself at the tertiary education, it is important for you to know that you have to read, okay, as frequent as you can, because from that you can get new ideas, new knowledge, new findings and results pertaining to your field, right? So the first importance of academic reading is to enhance comprehension of complex materials, right? So let's say you find you read the first journal article by author A, right? And then you read and then you find the result pertaining to that topic, okay? And after that, you read the second article, okay? The same field, the same topic, but different finding, okay, in that second article. So from that, you will know that the complexity of the articles for both depend on the methodology, okay? And you have to understand the step by step in the journal articles. And of course, it involves the complex explanation. Okay, so example, I put it here is breaking down dense research papers on quantum physics by summarizing each section. So that's why just now I mentioned to you, if you find the different result in different articles, so if you keep on reading academic reading, you will know that how to merge the findings, how to summarize the findings and the result at the end of your reading. Okay. The second one is to strengthen critical thinking and analysis. Right. So when you get lots of idea, when you find out new research, new findings, it will sharpen your critical thinking and analysis. You know how to analyze the findings accordingly and synthesize it. Okay. Right, so this is the example. So you can evaluate arguments in peer-reviewed journals to identify biases and underlying assumptions. Next is to improve research and writing skills. So in order for you to complete your assignment, you have to read, because because after you read, you need to write. So reading and writing actually is related skills that you have to master. But first of all, you need to know the reading strategy before you can start to write it effectively. Okay, so example, I put it here, using reading strategies to support well-structured research papers and essays. Last but not least is support lifelong learning and professional growth. So regular engagement with scholarly articles, books can prepare students for careers in research or academia. Okay. All right, I will move to the next topic, which is the effective academic reading strategies. All right, so this is the common reading strategies that I want to highlight before I go to the advanced advanced reading strategies. So before you start reading, you need to apply this method, okay, to make you comprehend the reading text easily, without wasting your time to read it a few times because you didn't understand, because you couldn't find the main gist or the clue in the text. Okay, so I suggest you to apply this SQ3R method. Okay, you might ask me, or maybe you might ponder, what are the difference between the reading skill and reading strategies, right? So reading skill is an automated one. It means that you acquire the skill of reading automatically. Meanwhile, for reading strategies, it is a thoughtful, and deliberate one, where you need to think the strategy that you have to implement when you are reading. Okay, so here I want to explain to you the SQ3R method. Okay, the first is S stand for survey. Survey means scheme headings, summaries, and key points before reading. Okay, and after that you formulate questions based on the text main ideas. Then you read. Okay, then you start to read. Read actively, looking for answers to the questions. After that, recite means that summarize key concepts in your own words. And then review, revisit notes and key points regularly. Last but not least is skimming and scanning, useful for quickly identifying relevant information in long text. Okay, this is the basic for reading strategies. Okay, let's see it one by one. Right, survey. So for survey method is like I mentioned just now, quickly look over the chapter to get sense of its structure and main ideas. So before you start reading, you need to know what you're going to read. So you quickly look over, for instance, like you read the title. Okay, for instance, if you want to read one book, okay, communicative language teaching, CLT in the English classroom. So after you read the title, then you skim the headings and subheadings. So it might activate your previous idea, your prior knowledge regarding on what you're going to read. Okay, that's why you skim. For instance, here I list introduction to CLT and then principles of CLT, role of the teacher, role of the learner or students, activities and techniques, conclusion and challenges. So when you survey, you know what you're going to read, what you're going to focus on, instead of you read one by one. Okay, because when you didn't make a survey, all right, you didn't implement the survey method, you have no idea what the book is all about, what the topic that the author wants to convey in that book, right? And also, you look at any diagrams or activity examples. Read the introduction and conclusion to understand the main argument. And after that, question. Okay, so question, it means that you create questions based on the headings and subheadings to guide your reading. So before you start reading, you have to have the questions for you, what you want to look for in that reading material, in that textbook, in that journal. Okay, for instance, for principles of CLT, okay, you write down, you ask yourself, what are the key principles of communicative language teaching? There might be lots of it. So these are the questions that you might ask yourself before reading. And then how does it differ from traditional teaching methods? Okay, and then for activities and techniques, you can ask yourself, what types of activities can be used in CLT, and then how do these activities promote communication? Okay, next is read, right? So read actively to answer your questions. So you have construct your questions before you start reading, and when you want to start reading, please ensure that the coherence of reading, answering your question. Okay. So example, under principles of CLT, you have to find, okay, while you are reading, focus on communication and real life language use, and then emphasis on fluency over accuracy. So that are the principles that you have to understand, okay, when you start reading. And then for under activities and techniques, you learn role plays, group discussions, and problem solving tasks. Next is activities, encourage interaction and meaningful communication. So I think, I don't know, from my experience before this, I do read, right? I do read, but sometimes I don't understand. I don't understand what are the main gist that the authors want to convey. Okay, and then I reread. So I reread. Okay, the second time, okay, I need to set myself to plan, okay, these kind of reading strategies. Ask yourself what when you read, is it related to the questions that you have constructed? Is it related to the assignment that you want to do? Unless if you reread a few times, but if you don't understand, so there is no point in reading. Okay, so that is why you need to implement the reading strategies. And then recite. Recite means summarize in your own words. Okay, when you read, okay, for instance, what to do, you summarize the key points in your own word. All right, sometimes in the principles, there are lots of explanation, okay, the principles of CLT. You want to find the, like this one, the one that I mentioned here. Focus on real-life communication, prioritizing fluency, and meaningful interaction over strict grammar rules. Okay, so you have to start summarize the key points from this. Okay, real-life communication based on the reading materials. Next is for activities and techniques. CLT uses interactive activities like role plays and group discussion. So you can summarize like CLT involve the role play and group discussions. Okay, why? Because to encourage students to use English in authentic context. So you summarize according to your comprehension, to your understanding for that topic. Okay. Next is review. Okay. After you summarize, you revisit the material back, and then you compare, because it is your summary similar to the chapter that you have read. Okay, to reinforce, and of course to reinforce your understanding. So, example, read the principles and brainstorm how to apply them in classroom, and then test yourself what are the main differences between CLT and traditional teaching methods. Okay. Next is skimming. So skimming is a process quickly reading, okay, to get the main idea or general overview without reading every word. So you have to bear in your mind when you have the thick book, unnecessary to read from from the beginning until to the end. You don't have to read every word, right? You skim. Okay, how to use it, this skimming strategy. So to get the gist of an article or book chapter, and then when previewing a newspaper, magazine or website to decide if it's relevant. Okay, your book that you read, like I mentioned just now, consists of 300 pages. So you have to choose the related chapter that you want to find the information, right? So that is relevant to your assignment. Then this one is for before exam. Perhaps you can refresh the key ideas. Okay, before you sit for exam, perhaps you skim quickly the main idea without reading the examples or the explanation. Okay, you just get the main idea. So how you do that is that you skim headline, subheading, and also the first sentence or thesis statement. Okay, then you flip through a book's table of contents and summary to get the idea of the book. Okay, next is scanning. Scanning is the process of looking for specific information in text, such as names, numbers, or keywords without reading everything. So this scanning is more quickly compared to the skimming strategy just now. Means that you look for word quickly, right? Because you need that information. Okay. And when to use it, when you want to find a phone number, when you want to find a specific date, and then when you want to checking exam questions to locate key terms. Okay. So these are the examples. You scan a bus schedule to find the departure time for your series, or you can scan a textbook index to locate the page number of a particular topic. Okay, so we are done with that basic reading strategy in reading. Okay, but now I would explain the two advanced reading strategy that you can use while you read. Okay, so the first one is inference strategy. So what is inference strategy? Sometimes you might hear that people say inferencing strategy. Sometimes they say inference strategy. So basically, both two are same, right? So this is the definitions. Okay, definition for inference. Okay, where I get it from the article journal. Okay, so the first one is the ability to make inferences is seen as closely linked to reading comprehension. So according to Boss, okay, Boss, Keen, and Dash, they said that um, when you understand the reading types, you are able to make an inferences. Okay, if you don't understand, you cannot apply this reading strategy, because this reading strategy is required the analysis, the critical thinking for you. Okay, not because the idea or the point that you're looking for in that types are not stated directly. So you need to read between the line. Okay. The second one is inferences have been considered central to cognitive research on reading comprehension ever since the field's first significant development. Okay, you can see Goldman and McNamara and Magliano for a comprehensive account of cognitive theories and computational models of reading comprehension. So basically, inference means that use your cognitive. Cognitive means brain. You have to think. Okay, you have to think how to infer that point. Okay, because the author didn't state the main idea. Okay, didn't state the exact meaning directly in the reading material, in the reading text. Okay, so that is why this Goldman, McNamara, and Magliano said that it is cognitive research. Okay, it is cognitive implementation by the students. Okay. Next is Tiger 2023 said inferencing predicted reading comprehension after controlling for the other reading component strategies. So that's why just now I introduced to you the six basic reading strategy before you can start to inferencing when you read. Okay, so you have to master the six strategy before you can employ this inference strategy, as Tiger stated here. Okay, so this is the inference strategy in a simple way. So I simplify it for you, because this one is based on the authors in the journal. So I simplify it for you. So what is actually inference? So inference is the ability to predict the meaning and idea based on the specific evidence in reading text. It means that when you start reading, you can predict what happened. Okay, even though the authors didn't stated the meaning directly in that paragraph, in that books, right? So that is your cognitive ability to predict. Okay, and when you want to use this inference strategy, you need to have the prior knowledge. So this one, inferencing in reading text, requires the students to utilize their prior knowledge. So you have to have the knowledge before you can start predict, okay, about what the authors want to say, want to deliver to you. Okay, because if you don't have prior knowledge and then you just you just predict it according to, like without knowledge, so your prediction might be wrong. Okay, and also you have to have the experiences to make an assumption or conclusion from the ideas in the text. Okay, so this one is important when you want to sit for exam. Okay, so when you read the questions in the exam, you have to understand, and then you have to infer. Okay, what are the meaning? What are the elaboration that you have to write? Okay, in the exam, and of course you have to relate to your prior knowledge. Okay, you cannot just write according to your experience. Okay, because in exam you need to have the knowledge, the prior knowledge, to elaborate in the answer. Okay. Okay, so there are five inference strategy in reading that I want to explain to you. The first one is identifying the author's purpose. The second one is understand implicit meaning. Next is drawing logical conclusions, and then recognizing bias or perspective. Last but not least is to predict the outcome, right? So these are the strategy that you have to use, that you have to implement when you read. Okay, so this is identifying the author's purpose. Okay, I give you example here by in the excerpt here. Okay, many studies suggest that bilingual individuals have cognitive advantages, such as enhanced problem-solving skills and greater mental flexibility. So the inference question, okay, your lecturer might maybe ask you, what can you infer about the author's opinion on bilingualism? Okay, bilingualism. So the possible answer that you can answer here is the author likely supports bilingualism and believe it has cognitive benefits. Okay, this one here, cognitive advantages. So this is the main opinion of the author about bilingualism. Okay. Next is we identify, understanding implicit meanings. So look at the excerpt here. The research result showed that students who engage in frequent reading scored higher in comprehension tests. Okay. However, a significant portion of students reported lacking access to books at home. So, like I mentioned earlier, in the article or in your reading material, an author may not directly state the limitation of the study. Okay, so you can find the limitation, okay, by predicting it. Okay, so inference question that I write here is that what issue might the author be hinting at? Okay, so because the author mentioned about the students who engage in frequent reading score higher in comprehension tasks. So actually, the author want to convey the meaning is that limited access to books may negatively impact reading comprehension. Okay. And then drawing logical conclusions. Okay. Sometimes in the exam or in your assignment, you have to draw the logical conclusions. Okay. It is not that easy, to draw the logical conclusion, but you have to infer, okay, from the points that you read in the reading material, and then with your prior knowledge, you can start to produce the logical conclusions. So look at the excerpt here. Despite advancement in online education, many students still prefer face-to-face learning due to the challenges of self-discipline and lack of immediate interaction with instructors. So the inference question, what can you infer about the challenges of online learning? Okay, so the challenges is that, so from here, okay, you can draw a conclusion, okay, means that the students may struggle with motivation and require direct interaction to stay engaged. So from this excerpt, you can predict, okay, why the students love to have the face-to-face learning, face-to-face education, okay? Next is recognizing bias or perspective. So you can ask yourself, does the author take a specific stance on AI in education? So let's read the text excerpt here. While some claim that artificial intelligence, AI, will revolutionize education, others warn that it may lead to over-reliance on technology and reduce critical thinking skills. So what is the author's opinion regarding on the AI? So actually, the author presents both sides, suggesting a neutral or balanced perspective regarding on the AI. The next is last one is predicting outcomes. Okay, so look at the text excerpt that I provide here. With rising pollution levels, many cities are implementing stricter environmental policies to control emissions. So the question that maybe rise, okay, what might happen if these policies are not enforced? So you can predict. So if the policy is not enforced, the pollution will continue to rise, leading to environmental and health issue. So this one you predict on your own, okay? Leading to environmental and health issues. So of course, you have the prior knowledge. If pollution occurs increasing, okay? If the the citizens continue to, make an open burning, so it will affect the health issues. So even though it is not stated in this text excerpt, so you know that from your prior knowledge that it can contribute to health issues. Okay, so we are done with the inference strategy. So this is the last advanced reading strategy that I want to explain to you, which is known as synthesizing strategy. Okay, so just now is inferencing. Inferencing means that we predict the outcome that is not stated in the reading text in the book. Okay, how we do that? We use our prior knowledge and experience to predict the outcome. Okay. Meanwhile, synthesizing is the process of analyzing and evaluating information from various sources and then making connections between the information found and combine the recently required information with prior knowledge to create something new. And then that one is according to Landstrom 2015. And then in the context of reading comprehension, okay, while you are reading the text, synthesizing refers to the method of combining multiple ideas from diverse texts to draw conclusion and make comparison, aiming to understand how these ideas interrelate. Okay, before you start synthesizing, you have to master the inference strategy. Okay, because in this synthesizing strategy, this is the advanced one where you need to combine the multiple idea from different sources. Perhaps you take the idea from the journal article, okay, maybe 5 journal articles and then 1 book. And then you combine the main idea, you merge the idea to draw the conclusions and also make comparisons to ensure that the idea can be produced and how it is interrelated. Okay, so that is synthesizing. So back in your mind, when you want to employ this strategy, you combine the idea, you merge the idea into one. Okay, so synthesizing is particularly helpful in attracting students' attention to associate between reading and writing. So this strategy is effective for your writing also. Not for reading, but for writing. So when you read lots of books, maybe 5 to 6 books, and the idea are totally the same. So you can merge them and list them accordingly, okay, in your writing, in your assignment. So that is how this synthesizing work, okay. So according to Barzilai et al. 2018, Nelson and King 2022, okay, from here you can see that I am synthesizing the strategy, okay, the point in this one slide, right? So let's look at the following steps. So when people read to write from sources, they deal with the following steps. So first, you have to understand the content. So if you read 5 books, you have to understand each of the content comprehensively, right? After that, you have to understand the connection that you can connect, that you can merge between those books, those materials, okay? And then selecting the information relevant to achieving the aim, and then identifying a thread that helps to organize the selected information, taking decisions about the structure. And then after that, you link idea in writing and revise during the process and at the end. Okay, so these are the synthesizing strategy in reading and also writing. Okay. Okay. So according to Materials and Soul 2009, they come up with this type of synthesis. Okay. So there are 5 type of synthesis. Okay. Synthesis people and the characteristic. Okay, so the first one is non-synthesis, means that poor comprehension. So this person or maybe this student have their comprehension difficulties. When read, they didn't understand, so they cannot synthesize if they don't understand the reading text. Okay. So, okay, this is the first category. The second one is non-synthesis, without poor comprehension. They got the correct comprehension, okay, the list, the idea, but the comprehension of the source text does not seem an issue. So it means that those ideas cannot be merged, cannot be, doesn't have the similarity, okay? So that is why they cannot synthesize. The third one is attempt synthesis, but poor comprehension. Incorrect, incorrect in merging the theme, in merging the idea, incorrect interpretations, and then failed synthesis because of lack an adequate structuring theme. Okay, in order for you to theme the idea to to group the theme, to group the idea, require the prior knowledge. So this category or this person cannot fail to synthesize because lack of the the capability to structuring theme. Next is attempted synthesis. So incorrect or under elaborated structuring theme, and then correct comprehension. Okay. Last but not least is successful synthesis. It means that you can identify and grouping the same theme. You have the correct comprehension, and then the integration of information from the text are similar. Okay, excellent. So that one is a successful synthesis. Okay, this is the example of synthesis. Okay, synthesizing 4 articles on teaching English. So I provide here 4 articles to synthesize. So the first article is communicative language teaching. Okay, this article emphasizes the importance of real communication in learning English. This one is by Brown 2022. For article 2 is by Smith 2021. Okay, here it integrates the technology in English language learning. So just now it's about language. Okay. Next article is about vocabulary acquisition strategies. So Jones highlight about the vocabulary. So vocabulary related to the language. Okay. Last but not least is motivation in language learning. So when I read all these 4 articles and I found these similarities that I can group them in one, okay, in one team. So I come up with these synthesis sentences. Okay. Combining this insight, effective English language teaching should integrate communicative activities, leverage technology, use explicit vocabulary, and implement motivation, enhanced strategies. So I combine this article from these 4 authors in one sentence. So I just list down according to this English language teaching, okay, under one theme. So a balanced approach that incorporates all these elements can help students develop stronger language skill and maintain long-term interest in learning English. Okay, this is second example. Synthesizing 4 articles on project-based learning in teaching English. So in the first article, it is about enhancing language skill. So Johnson said blah, 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 blah. And then article 2, the role of collaboration in PBL. Okay. Article 3, integrating technology in PBL. And fourth article, motivation and engagement in PBL. Okay. So I combine both, I merge those points in one sentence as this. So project-based learning, so this is the main idea, okay? The main theme, okay? Project-based learning is an effective. Why it is effective? Okay, to teach English as it is enhanced language proficiency, promotes collaboration, integrates technology, and boosts motivation. Okay, so this is how the synthesized strategy can be implemented when you merge all the 4 articles in one paragraph, in one sentence. Okay, so next is conclusion. So making inference, okay, so the first basic one is SQ3R method strategies. That is the basic one. The advanced one is inference and synthesizing. Okay, so yeah, it is difficult because it is advanced, because it required the students, the reader, to have the higher level of understanding. Okay, so the students need to understand between the lines and not only the explicit meaning. So explicit is that where you can get the meaning in the text. So when you want to implement the advanced strategy, which is inferencing, it is implicit meaning. It is not stated in the reading text. Okay. And by employing reading strategies, readers enhance their comprehension and ability to engage deeply with text, leading to more informed and nuanced understandings of complex subjects. So reading is the foundation of academic excellence. And thank you for your attention and dedication to this session.
Thank you so much for your presentation and for our participants. If you have any question for the speaker, please attempt to the chat or you can raise your hand. Yeah, the question is already read in the Zoom chat.
Right. So I have to see. So in the chat, okay. All right. Let me answer the first question. Miss Anna said, I struggle with long and complex sentences. Some academic articles use very complicated sentence structures, and I have to read them multiple times to understand the meaning. Yes, that is why I suggest for you to implement, to use the SQ3R method reading strategies, and after you master that, then you can employ the inference and synthesizing strategy, okay? Because you have you said that you have to read them multiple times, right? Okay. So Kina said, I sometimes struggle with concentration, especially when reading long text. Okay, that's why you need to construct the question, okay, so that you don't lost when you read. So in the second strategy just now, construct, okay, construct the question. So it means that when you read, you focus on the question. Have you answered the question that you have construct earlier before you start reading? If you didn't have the question, you just read it, a long text, you might feel lost. If the topic is not very interesting, I get distracted easily. I take short breaks or highlight the key points to stay engaged. Yeah, that's good. Okay, next. How can students differentiate between critical reading and passive reading? What techniques help in developing a more analytical approach to academic tasks? Okay, so differentiate between the critical reading. Critical means that you have to employ, okay, you have to employ the strategy, okay, question, how to say it, if you read it passively, you just read it, and then without having the intention to find the main gist, okay, of the article. So that is why I suggested you to implement the SQ3R just now. Means that you plan, okay, you plan your reading before you start your reading. So how to plan it? You construct the questions that related maybe to your assignment or what you want to achieve when you read. Okay, maybe your question you will ask, what is the differences between the results of something, okay, with between both article. Okay, so from that, you will start to do the comparison between the two articles, and actually that is the critical reading. So if the passive reading, you just read one book, okay, you just read one book, and then you didn't analyze, okay, so that is passive. Critical is when you start make a comparison, you start to find the arguments, so that is the critical, okay. Next is okay, the next question, what techniques help in developing a more analytical approach? So the synthesizing strategy helped the students to more analyzing, their more becomes analyzed, and how to say, to merge, to find the similarity and differences between the reading materials that they read. Okay. Next is many students from Mr. Kinan. Many students struggle with information overload. What are the most effective strategies without reading everywhere? Okay, this one I already mentioned just now. It is scanning. Okay, if you want to find the key idea, the main idea, you skim. Okay, if you want to find the word, the date, you use scan. Okay, for main idea, you use skimming strategy. For what? For scanning, if you want to find the specific date, the specific number, without reading every single word. Okay, next is reading strategies for, okay, a question by Miss Paulina. Reading strategies often focus on comprehension, but how can students also improve their ability to question, critique, and challenge the ideas they encounter in academic diaries? Okay, so you can use the synthesizing technique, synthesizing strategy that I teach you just now. How? How is that? Just now I just showed to you how to group in one team. Okay, you find 4 articles that have the same topic, and then you find the subheading so that you can merge the idea in one paragraph or one sentence. But if you want to um, make it more critical, you find the arguments. Okay, maybe 2 ideas from 2 articles about the PBL, and and then you read the 2 articles consist of arguments, and then you synthesize it. Okay, all right, so that's all the question that I can read from the chat box here. Is there any other question?
Because you want to imagine this. Thank you for your presentation and for your answer. Okay, before it is decision for our participants, please open your camera and we'll take a picture on the phone on 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, another one. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Thank you for your interpretation. Finally, we come to the end of this lecture today. We would like to thank you for Dr. Nazifah for the wonderful introduction. We hope this information will be beneficial for our participants. At least we hope there's more collaboration in the future with University of Malaysia Perlis. If this is lecture for today and we will see you soon. Thank you and have a nice day.